Welcome to the Launch to Impact Leadership podcast. My name is Dr. Keena, a leadership development coach, author, and former nonprofit administrator. I teach emerging leaders how to master the skills needed to effectively engage their staff, strengthen teams, accelerate performance, and position themselves for long-term success. If you haven't done so already, it's probably time to commit. So go ahead and hit subscribe to stay consistent with your growth journey. Now, let's head into the episode. Listen, what if I told you that focusing less on results and more on people could actually get you better results? Now, I know it sounds counterintuitive, but here's the truth. Great leaders build trust first, and then success follows. So many leaders feel the pressure to hit the numbers, to meet the deadline, to maintain quality, and keep everything running smoothly. But here's where they get it wrong. Results don't create a strong team. Relationships do. And if your team doesn't trust you, they won't give you their best. And if they don't feel valued, they'll disengage. So if you're burnt out, even your best strategies won't save you from high turnover and low morale. The leaders who truly succeed are those who prioritize people first. So here's how you can do just the same thing. And here's why it works. First off, show up for your team before you ask for more. Think of it this way. There's a program director that I work with who was very frustrated that her team wasn't meeting deadlines. And she was pushing for accountability, but her team had already checked out. Once we dug deeper, we were able to find out that her staff didn't feel supported and they actually felt pressured. So she shifted her approach. She started asking, what do you need to be successful? And that one change, it led to improved communication, a more engaged team, and yes, better results because she was able to meet them at their point of need. The other thing you want to do is you want to make recognition a habit, not an afterthought. You want to build it into your general, normal routine. And when people feel seen, they work harder. So if your only feedback is about what's not working, what's going wrong, your team won't even feel motivated to improve. But simple check-ins, handwritten notes, or a great job, just the right moment, builds trust and it boosts morale. And that doesn't cost you anything. Hey there, if you're nodding along right now, why don't you go ahead and send this episode to a friend or colleague who's emerging in leadership with you? I'd really appreciate it. Now back to our episode. The last thing I would offer to you is to lead the way in work-life balance. Burnout does not create high performers, but it does increase and create turnover. So if you want a team that's committed, you need to model the balance that you want them to have. Respect their time, encourage their breaks, and make sure that they know that their well-being matters just as much as the work that they do. People who feel valued show up differently. They take initiative, they problem solve, and they stay because they're loyal. When you invest in your people first, the results will naturally follow, and it'll be easy for them to stay connected. Now, if you're ready to lead in a way that builds trust and it drives success, we should talk. Visit www.drkeena.com to build a leadership approach that puts people first without having to sacrifice results. Because at the end of the day, numbers fade, but the impact you make on people lasts forever. In the meantime, keep leading, keep growing, keep building momentum, and most importantly, put your people first. That's it for today's episode. Thank you for tuning in to the Launch to Impact Leadership podcast. Remember, your growth creates space for others to thrive. So check the show notes for ways to make your next leadership move. My name is Dr. Keena, and until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep building momentum.